Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darren. Hope you are safe and well and having a good stitchy week. So today we're doing a stitch with me, and I thought we'd do it on this one. Oops, which is tenderness. Sorry, I can't zoom it out. So we're going to be working on this one today, seeing what we can get done. So I'll do this one. I don't think I've done a stitch with me on this one yet, but I may be incorrect. I apologise in advance if you hear a noise. Kitty's just been, not long since done my update video, and Kitty was having a mad half hour, and she's still having a mad half hour. Well, she's just been fetching me a old shoelace that she plays with to fetch it, and you can probably hear Tiger in the background because he wants to play, and Kitty doesn't want to. Well, she wants to play, but not with him. Let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit more. There you go. Apologies for the shaking. So Shane's gone with his sister, her husband and daughter to the shops. Gone to Bunnings. I don't know what they're going to Bunnings for. And his sister also wants to go into the big shopping centre down near where we live. I'll say down near where we live, it's like 45 minutes away. And her husband doesn't go into the shops, he just sits in the car, so she's taking Shane with him. With her. So that means that we are both going to be ill soon, because the whole of that, Shane's sister, the little one, and the brother-in-law have all got the flu, but they still want to go out and do stuff and take Shane with them. So that means Shane's going to get the flu, which means I'm going to get the flu, which that means I'm going to get a chest infection. And then they want to come back here afterwards for a coffee, and tell them they can stay away from me, so they're going to sit outside. I'm going to say, pretty pointless really, because Shane will be down with the flu probably by midweek, since he's going to be in a car, so close proximity to all of them, coughing and spluttering and sneezing, and I was like, yay, just what I wanted. So yeah, so no doubt we're both going to be ill soon. I might have to stop for a minute. I can hear Kitty meowing, but I don't know what she's meowing at. Unless there's a bird out near the cat area, I'm not sure. She only normally meows when she's caught something, or she's after something. We have a couple of birds that like to torment the cats, and they come and sit near the cat area on the veranda, because they know that the cats can't get to them. Tiger's getting a little bugger just lately. I don't know if I've told you before or not. I'm not 100% sure. But he's now trying to escape out the front door to get to the birds. He did it the other day. Went out to feed the birds, and he shot out there because all the birds were on the grass. He ran down the veranda and then froze. Hit the grass area and then froze. I don't know if there were just too many birds for him to, and he didn't know what to do or what. A lot of the birds were in the tree, just squawking at him. So yeah, so since then, I'm going to be careful every time I open the front door, because he wants to try and get out and play with the birds. Also got a new addition to our menagerie of outside animals. We've now got a possum. So he turns up every night to clean up whatever the birds haven't eaten. Or sometimes, because we get back late, he throws stuff out for the birds because they're there. Tiger, she doesn't want to play. Yeah, we throw stuff out for the birds, and sometimes the birds will leave stuff because it's getting dark. So they're going home to roost. So the possum comes in at night time and finishes off what they've left. At first we thought it was a cat. Of course we've had a ginger cat that keeps coming every now and then. So at first we thought it was the cat. It was back. And then Shane put the outside lights on. And possum sat in the middle of the grass. And then it ran up the tree and come back down again. So I don't know where he hides during the day because they're nocturnal. I don't know where he goes during the day. He comes back every night. So yeah, so we've now got a possum hanging around. It is cute. So I don't mind it hanging around. Until it starts climbing on the roof and banging around. Apparently they're protected over here. So you can't just kill them or get rid of them. You've got to get somebody who's a specialist in removing possums. But the thing is, they can only remove them, I was reading up online, they can only remove them up to 50 metres away from where they're caught. So as soon as I'm in the middle of a field, 50 metres around where I am will either be in one of the next door neighbour's gardens or at the end of the field. So it's just that. So because they can only do it so far, it means that they might come back. So well, possibly because it's the only house around here. So it looks like we're just going to have to put up with the possum. Work's going well. It's quieting down a bit now, which is good. We got the new saw. So it was meant to turn up the other week. And it turned up on Thursday. The boss broke it Thursday. So it actually wasn't as long as I thought it was going to take him. So yeah, he broke it Thursday. And then broke it Friday. And then broke it Friday again. So yeah, so it turned out to be an expensive day on Thursday, because not only did we have the new saw put in, turned out that the air compressor that we have was not strong enough to run the other three saws as well as the new saw, because it's a really old compressor. It was alright when we had the other style saw in. It was powerful enough for that, so they then had to buy a new compressor and then get some electrics done. So yeah, so everyone was like, well, there goes our bonus. We don't often get bonuses anyway, but last year we got a bonus at the end of June. I was like, yeah, there goes his bonus, we're not getting one of them this year. It's just cost them too much to get the new saw put in. And then the guy who does all the hiring and firing says to me, says, your new saw is getting ordered at Christmas. It's like, yeah, alright, I believe that when I see it. He says, no, it is. I said, you've been saying this for the last 3 years. He says, no, I haven't. I only told you last Christmas. I said, well, I did last Christmas. I says, even if it was the Christmas before, I said, so that's at least 2 years. So, but apparently it's definitely getting ordered at Christmas. And then it takes 4 months, once I've ordered it, for it to turn up. And it must definitely be going ahead now, because one of the lads overheard him talking about it in the office. That mine is going, so it's like, yay, finally. So, but I've still got to wait till probably about April time next year now till I'll get the new saw. Which is a bit of a bummer, but never mind. So I've got to put up with this crappy one. So I'll put a picture in at the end of the new saw. It's a right beast. It's massive. When they delivered it, I turned around to him and said, does it make coffee as well? I said, it's huge. It'd be nice if it did. Well, yeah, it's absolutely ginormous. So where it is, there were two saws there. One which was the splitting saw, which this one is replacing, and a normal saw. And it takes up all the space that those two saws did. And this one was barking. So yeah, so it's absolutely massive. I was going to take a photo of the old saw because that's still in the shed, and I completely forgot. So you could see what we've upgraded from and to. So I'll probably get a picture of that this week and show you next week. But yeah, this new one is humongous. So this is our new splitting saw, and apparently it works so smoothly. It's like, yeah, it may work so smoothly, but boy is it loud. I'm glad I don't work on it. It is loud as anything, which is quite funny because the people who are working on there, so there's the main boss and two of the other guys. So the main boss has hearing aids, so he's deaf as a post, and then the other guy who's working on it, he also has hearing aids. Well, he's only a young guy. He's got some condition or something, so his hearing's deteriorating. So he's on it, so he's deaf. And then they've got another old guy on there, and he's deaf. And I can tell it. I think, yes, Tiger. And I've just put that in the wrong spot. No, I haven't. Well, I haven't. She doesn't want to play with you. So yeah, and then there's another old guy, and he's deaf. And you can tell he's deaf because if he gets to work before us, which isn't very often, you can get out of the car, start walking towards work, and you can actually hear his phone while he's watching TikTok. He's in his 60s, yeah, and he's just going to TikTok, so he watches it all the time. And he's so deaf. And he damaged his phone the other week. He dropped in a bowl of water or something. And one of the lads was trying to sort it out for him. I said, it needs to dry out. I said, well, why are you there? I says, find out where his... I said, show him where the volume button is on his phone. I said, and turn it down. He just started laughing at me. So yeah, he thinks whatever he's watching, everybody else has got to listen to it and all. It sounds like Shane's dad when he's got the TV on. The whole neighbourhood can hear what he's watching. He's determined he's going to get one of the cats to play with him. Not Shane's dad, Tiger. And you can't even see what I'm stitching. I'm going to have to keep moving this around, I think, so I can fit you in the view. I think this is where I am. If anything, I'm going to have to stop and look and see what the cat's doing. You forget where you are. It's definitely gone crazy. Stupid cat. So yeah, as I mentioned, the boss broke the saw first time. I'd only been on it about an hour. A piece of wood stuck in it somehow. Don't know how I managed that. So it has a reverse function on it. So they had it in reverse, trying to pull this piece of wood out. And they got so far, and then it got stuck again. And there was 3 of them pulling this piece of wood to get it out. Why don't you just hire up the rollers and then it'll come out? No, they didn't think of that. No, they just carried on pulling it. And then that loosened all the belts and the blade, so then they had to get that all tightened up. And then yesterday, he'd been somewhere, come back, it was literally on the saw. Well, the other 2 guys were working on it, and it was working fine. He come back, literally 30 seconds after we were back, he broke it. He's one of these where he has to touch everything. If there's something there that you can mess around with, like a control panel or anything like that, he will mess around with it. So yeah, he broke it. So then that took an hour to get that one back up and running again. So he's absolutely terrible. He's shocking. Park it. His son hates it when a new saw turns up because he will do everything he can to not go in the truck. So Shane's been running around like a blue-ass fly, trying to get all deliveries put out while the boss has been breaking the new saw. So Shane's been busy. On what day was it? Must have been Friday. So Thursday night, when we were just about to leave, the boss says to Shane, "Can you take my truck in the morning?" Because it was going up near Brisbane or something like that. He says, "Because if by the time I take it, he says there's too much traffic." He says, "And I get stuck in the traffic." So we were like, "Well, come in earlier then." He always used to come in early, always. And used to come in, oof. So we start at 6:30. So we used to get there. Yeah, so we start at 6:30 and he was up. Sometimes if he had, depending on the delivery, sometimes they would come in at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, so he can get these delivery out. But now he doesn't turn up till gone 7 o'clock. So, but yeah, it was like, yeah, by the time I get there, it's going to be too busy on the roads. And so we'll come in earlier then. Just give me a dirty look. So they say, no, that's not happening. Just trying to find my next colour. This one I haven't sorted out into thread drops or anything yet, so I have to try and find the colours. So you'll have to excuse me, you may hear some rustling as I try and find my colour I need. Well, that was easy, it was right there. So yeah, so we all know why he didn't want to take it. It's because he wanted to play with the new saw. But the son who does all the loads, he's cottoned on to him, so he waited till, he come in and he saw that Shane had taken his truck. So he then loaded up Shane's truck. Ready, and then Shane came back before he'd finished loading it all up. And so Shane then straight out in his truck. So as soon as Shane had literally pulled away from the driveway, the boss's son brought his truck over and loaded that one up and sent him out. So he was gone for a couple of hours. So yeah, they all know what he's like. They hate it when he's hanging around in the shed. I need to try and get you in a bit closer. Apologies again for the shaking, but there we go. So yeah, so they hate it when he's hanging around. So I have a total of one question to answer. That's it. I've been through last week's stitch, 2 weeks ago stitch with me. There's no questions on there. So I have one question, which I will find out in a second. Can't wait to get onto the faces on this one. I should have started from near the bottom. Oh, apologies. That's my phone. I forgot to silence it. Get in. Thank you. So I'll just do this row, so then I know where I'm up to, and then I will find the question. Okay, I'll finish this row first, and then I'll find the question. Right. Question. Here we go. Found it. So this is from Healing Gamer. Oh, asked, I have a question for your next stitch with me. You really seem to like animals, so I was curious if you are vegetarian or vegan. If that's too personal, you don't have to say it. Have a great day. So, no, I am not a vegetarian or vegan. I don't believe in cruelty to vegetables. So yeah, so no, I'm not a vegetarian or vegan. I just like animals. I've grown up with animals all my life, so I've always, I mean, we used to have cats, dogs, rabbits, guinea pigs, mice, rats, snakes. We used to have everything. So yeah, no, I've always been brought up to look after animals. My mum used to be in the Cat Protection League, which used to look after like stray cats and that until they can get homes. So my mum used to be in that. So we always had loads of cats in and out. And then we had our own dogs and cats and everything. So yeah, I've always been brought up with animals, so I've always looked after them. Okay, I've gone wrong somewhere. There, this one. Okay, where have I gone wrong? 1, 2. 1. This one, 1. This one, 2. This one, 1. Well, that should not be there. Am I on the right one? Was that obviously I added a stitch in that I've not marked off? Yes, I have. That would be why it doesn't look right. Let me just mark these stitches off before. So I've already done 3 stitches. I won't go and forgot to mark it off. That's why it wasn't looking right. There we go. So yes, I've always grown up with those. With regards to vegetables, I don't like vegetables, so I could never be a vegetarian. Well, I'm saying I don't like vegetables. I think I like about 4. Potatoes, peas, broccoli, and that's about it. I've always been a fussy eater. So yeah, no, I don't eat many vegetables at all. Mind you, I don't eat much meat either. So yes, I am a very, very, very fussy eater. I'm not as fussy as I used to be, but I'm still a fussy eater. to force myself to start eating different foods, because I was just eating the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's the reason that I live on cereal. It looks like my list for next year for starting projects is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I might have to curb it down and just do a couple of new starts next year and then do a couple more the year after. Getting a bit ridiculous. Mind you, I haven't got any kitted up yet, so that's going to help sort it out. That's going to be fun when it comes to kitting them all up. I need to take a photo of this, it's so funny. Tiger's looking out the window waiting for Shane to come back. So yes, he's Shane's cat, even though he pesters me most of the time. But he's Shane's cat, even though Shane ignores him. But he's sat waiting for him to come back. So I'll put a picture in of this at the end as well, of him sat waiting for Shane to arrive. I think he's also watching the birds. He's looking at a couple of birds tweeting in the background, so I don't know if it's in the garden or not. I was watching someone doing a stitch with me the other day, showing how they stitch in hand. Well, it wasn't showing how they're stitching, they were stitching in hand. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Jessica. I think. And when I was watching her, I finally realised how I used to stitch when I stitch in hand. And it kind of... No, it wasn't Jessica. Who was it? I know Sharon did one. It wasn't Sharon. I can't remember who it was now. Someone was stitching in hand. And I was like, that's how I used to stitch when I used to do it in hand. So, I know, thinking I might... One of my new starts next year, I might do it as a in-hand project. Let's see which way is quicker. Stitching in hand or stitching in a Q-snap. Obviously, it'll have to be a small one. Small project. Small project? What's one of them? Yeah, it'll have to be a smaller project, so I can get used to it again. So yeah, I might, I'm not saying I'm definitely gonna, but I might see about starting one in hand next year. But obviously, I think if I'm going to stitch one in hand, it's not going to be on tiny fabric until I get used to it. So maybe one of my kits or something like that. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm going to get this thread started, and I'm just going to pause the video for 2 minutes while I take my jumper off. It's getting a little bit warm. It's starting to warm up again now, which is good. We're meant to be up to into the 20s, so about 23 I think today. Not bad for winter. UK's been having it nice and hot. I'll say. I was speaking to my mum the other week, and they had it at 28 degrees. It's like, damn. Well, no, 29, I think it was. Come up to 29. So yeah, so it's getting hotter over there. For sure, because it never used to be that hot when I was over there. Here, and then we'll, right, so you give me 2 minutes, guys, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. So brother's getting on with the conservatory. Hasn't done as much as I thought he would do. My brother is self-employed, so he had to finish off another job that he was doing first. So he was doing his job and then coming to Mum's at the weekend to do her bits and bobs. Her bits and bobs to start, do work on the conservatory. So he had to finish one job off first before he could continue with my Mum's. So I was there last weekend. They it was meant to do in the damp proofing part on the wall first, but he didn't get a chance to start that one for some reason or other. So they finished off the greenhouse, so the greenhouse is now in its situate place on its slab. And then they were moving a load of dirt from what they dug out from the extension part. So they decided to finish off the flower bed. So that's all built up. And then my twin brother has planted that all up. So the flower bed's done. And then Sunday when I spoke to my mum, my brother was starting the damp course, and then my twin brother was hoping he was going to get the flagstones down for the path. Well, that didn't happen. He got the damp course part done. So where they're putting, I'm assuming it's where they're going to be putting the door. They're putting the door at the end of the conservatory extension bit. I thought he would have put it on the side so it was nearer to the kitchen door. But he hasn't, he's put it at the end. That's assuming that's where it's going. I don't know if he's going to... I'm assuming he's going to be there this weekend, doing some more. So he should be starting building the walls up this weekend. assuming the damp course part's done. I think it is. I'm not a builder, I couldn't tell you. As far as I'm aware, it's done. So he will be starting on the walls. So once he starts on that, it should go up pretty quick. So I wants to make the most of it while the weather's nice over there. Because summer in the UK doesn't normally last that long. So if you can get it, all the walls built up and the roof pawn, that means you can still work on it when it's raining. And hopefully I'll have it all done before it starts cooling down. And then once that's done, then we'll then sort out my mum's wet room area. So yes, so once it's done, I'll show pictures of it from start to finish and what they've done. Yeah, I was scrolling through my photos the other day, and you can see where it's changed within the garden from a mud patch with weeds to what it is now. So that looks a lot better. I think it'll look a lot more better once the pathway goes down, and then once the building goes up. I don't know what they're going to do around the conservatory, whether they're going to put flagstones around that as well. I'm not 100% sure. Or if they're just going to make a path. Time will tell. Well, it's my house. I didn't get the memo of what was being done and what's not being done. So yeah, I just get told they're doing this, and it's like, okay. So yeah, but my brother was moaning he's getting too hot for working outside. That's my elder brother. Well, you work outside all year round. How is it getting too hot? As I say, normally we don't get as high temperatures or what it is at the moment. My part of the UK, summertime generally, it was highs of like maybe 26, 27, that was it. And since I've been over here, it's getting hotter and hotter. It's getting like 35, 40, it was 40 last year. It doesn't normally get that high over there, so it's obviously heating up a lot more. Hopefully they managed to make it so it's going to be a nice cool room for my mum in summer and warm room in winter, so she can sit in there. Well, that's going to be her sitting room, so hopefully that's what they're going to do. I did mention about putting air conditioning in for my mum. Whether they do that or not, I don't know. Because I said even if it's like air conditioning into there, will actually make it better for my mum, because it should cool down what will be her bedroom as well. So we will see. Time will tell. Watch this space. So something's happening over at my landlord's house, and so you can see it from my window. But we don't know what's happening. I seem to think that they're moving out because all the family seems to be there, for every weekend, and they keep carting stuff off, and then one of them will come through the week and take some rubbish out and go to the tip, and his brother's been there, and his brother's the painter decorator. So it's like, well, he's obviously sprucing up something, so I don't know if they're looking at selling up or renting that house out and move to another one. I have no idea, but something's going on. So Shane's like, well, if they're renting it out, we'll see if we can get it, because that one's got aircon. And that's just a normal house. It's not an old Queenslander like what I'm in. So we don't know what's going on, so we're trying to find out. Obviously we don't see the landlord that much. And the only time we ever normally used to see the landlord was at weekends. And at the moment he's obviously busy with whatever he's doing. So yeah, so we don't know what's happening over there. So I'll keep checking the real estate website just to see if that goes up. I'm going to say if it goes up, we're going to see if we can just transfer over to that one. I have a funny feeling though, that if they do put that one up for rent, it's going to be a bit more than what we're paying here. It's a bigger house. We will see. She's playing again. I thought she'd be asleep under a cover somewhere, trying to keep warm. So obviously Shelley needs to keep warm in summer. He goes to page finish on this one. Page finish is just where these that line there is. So that's the page finish. So I've not got much more of a page to finish on this one. One of the things I'm toying with for the next half of the year is all the projects I've got going for the 23 is to get a page finish on all of them. So what I may do is like keep in mind until I've got a page finish, and then that one will go away until I finish doing a page on all of them. That's my idea. Whether it happens or not, it's a different thing. That's what I'm toying with at the moment. So, like for this one, I want to make sure that I get this page finished as soon as I can, and then I'll do another page. So, because this is only a small sliver of the page, but I don't know how big the other pages are. So, we will see. Just kind of gets a bit of movement going on all my projects. At least if I've got a page finished on all of them, you can see what I've done over the year. And then if I complete all the pages before the end of the year, I'll just then do like what I'm doing now, just pull them out and work on them as and when. Obviously the only one that won't go for just a page finish, well the two, will be the mini top frog and tiger family. Those ones will get as much in it as I can. What you got? I don't know if you can hear her. She's obviously got a shoelace or something again. Oh, she's just meowing at the toy she's about to attack and kill. And she's playing with the paper ball. Yeah, all the toys we've got and the cat's favourite toys are paper balls and shoelaces. What? What you got? The thing is with Kitty, she wants you to play with her, but when I go to play with her, she doesn't play. You throw stuff at her and she just sits and looks at it. When Shane plays with her, she's running here, there and everywhere. She obviously doesn't like playing with her dad. Tenderness Kitty's mine. So I generally end up playing with Ginge, because he'll fetch his shoelace to me to play with him. And Tiger and Kitty play with Shane. Because obviously he must throw stuff better than I do. Shane's got a new fascination at the moment. He's trying to grow sweet potatoes. So he's watching all these videos on how to grow sweet potatoes. So he's obsessed with sweet potatoes at the moment. Even though he's got all these veggie stuff growing in the little greenhouse thing we've got outside. Now he wants sweet potatoes now. I was watching something yesterday, and apparently, depending on how he grows it, you can get up to 100 pounds worth of sweet potatoes. He went, what's that? In weight, in kilos. 45 kilos of sweet potatoes from one potato. So now he's on a mission to try and get all these sweet potatoes. So we'll see how he goes. Oh yeah, I thought I heard someone coming down the driveway. I did not. I was hearing things. Yep, Gingies. I was going to jump up in a minute, so if you hear the... Oh no, he's walked off. I thought that we was going to have a rerun of last week's cat fight. Instead, Kitty's going to get him instead. Well, look, obviously Tiger should have his own YouTube channel. The amount of time he keeps doing mine, it's not going to happen, because you know for a fact his videos will be longer than mine, and I can't be upstaged by my cat. The day in the life of Tiger. Well, that worked out handy. There's no thread to get me to the bottom of the page. stitch of this one. There you go. At least this one's got some work on it this time. This one's not that confetti, well, on this page anyway, it's not that confetti heavy so far, so the back looks nice and neat. Let's get these marked off. Well done. Right, well that's started another colour, because I've got to go find it. So I think we'll leave it there. So at least I've got some done. So what did I get? I've got 330 stitches. So that's not too bad going. Let's see. Apologies. Okay, I'm obviously zoomed out as far as I can. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that's what we're looking like at the moment. So hopefully this will get some more work done on it this week. Get this moving on. See if I can get this page finished by the end of this week, because I don't think there's much to go. I'm going to say it's that little bit there, and they just fill in that little bit. And the bear's decided it's joining in. So yeah, so we'll see if we can get this page finished this week. No guarantee, but we will see. So right, that's it from me then, guys. So if you do have any questions or comments, then please feel free to drop those down below. Again, you can always email me. Email address is dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or I am on Instagram as Dizzy Stitcher, and I'm also on Facebook, which is a Facebook group. Again, if any of you guys are joining the Facebook group, don't forget there are 3 questions that you need to answer. Otherwise, you will not be accepted. I've had a couple of people trying to join in, but no one's answered the questions, so they'll have been declined. So if you are one of those people, just fill it in again and just answer the questions, and you'll be accepted. Alright, so that's it from me then, guys. So again, thank you very much for watching. It's much appreciated. Until next time, which will be my update video, take care, stay safe, happy stitching, and bye-bye for now.